it's Luke here. Welcome to Dynmaic Digital World. I'm going to start with a very somber note. Only a few of you saw my episode from Saturday. So, due to that, plus limited viewing of the notices that have occurred on Facebook and Instagram respectively, I have had to postpone our promotion of the new app for a couple of weeks until I can work out a better marketing plan. I hate having to do this, but also CES this week I decided I wanted to focus on journalism and I wanted to focus on podcasting. I am also very aware that the website has not had any updates in terms of news articles regarding CES or any of the massive news updates that have come out over the last few weeks. With Christmas and home learning taking place for me as Daughter assistant for not only myself, but a couple of other members of family and a couple of friends, I've been quite swamped with tech consultancy in a few ways. So, I'm going to focus on podcasting for at least this week, if not next week as well, with a few written articles, obviously based off kind of maybe daily roundups here in the UK of the biggest news we hear about, with links to other websites that will take you to their news. But for now, let's get into day one announcements. And wow, hey, these are some decent announcements here. Some are very loosely CES, just due to when they're occurring, but let's get started with the 2021 OLED TVs from LG Display. They are bigger, brighter, and of course you've got AI involved. That's never going to change. So, they're of course not just counting on that. They have also announced new mini LED TVs. I'll go over those in a second. But they've also unveiled OLED TVs as well for the year. So they're the mainstream C1 and the high-end G1. So the G1 is the centerpiece. It revolves around new OLED Evo tech that delivers improved luminosity, apparently, is brighter, punchier, and better suited to brightly lit rooms than past OLED sets, according to them. It comes in 55, 65, and 75-inch variants. However, LG doesn't give the C1 that luxury. It will come in an extra large 83-inch size, as well as in the 48, 55, and 65-inch version. So, if you have a large living room, it's definitely your pick. So, if you get the G1 or C1, LG does promise lots of processing power in the OLED TVs like the QLED sets. They use an Alpha 9 Gen 4 AI chip, deep learning, which optimizes their photo quality. This is just amazing to me. The TVs I have, the smartest thing they can do is just access a few apps. There's no AI built into them. I report on tech. I never get a chance to use it. I would love to be able to get in contact with RV companies and be able to give reviews of these sorts of things and stuff. I never go expect to be able to. I don't have enough listeners, but if I could, I would love it if I could give that a go. Just give a couple of these things a go. If you are from LG or one of those big companies and you feel like, hey, coverage is coverage, then please give me an email, luke@dynamicdigitalworld.co.uk. You know where to contact me. It's going to be in the description of all podcast episodes from now on. Please feel free to contact me if you're from LG and you have a display that you want to send over. We'll chat on the phone one day, probably on a weekend, and I'll sort everything and we can sort out a deal. But seriously though, these new AI chips, they use deep learning to optimize picture quality and reduce noise. So there's a new game optimizer that can tune picture for genres like first-person shooters and RPGs. This is the kind of thing. Picture being tuned specifically for genres, it's just incredible. AI Sound Pro delivers 5.1.2 surround sound from a TV's built-in speakers. Surround sound is kind of a thing that you expect to get almost. I have an Alba TV, that's Sainsbury's home brand here in the UK. It features a formal DTS surround sound. It's not incredible or anything, but it does feature surround sound in a very limited fashion. So yeah. An optional gallery stand also lets you float the TVs in your room if you don't want to either sit them on a cabinet or mount them on your wall. And LG is giving its 2021 OLED TVs HDMI 2.1 support on all 4 ports. So you have PS5 or Series X and want to take advantage of the display options and bandwidth, you can expect game-ready features like variable refresh rate, AMD FreeSync, and NVIDIA G-Sync. You also won't have to download separate apps to start playing. In some cases, LG are offering a Google Stadia app for its TVs in the second half of 2021. That's interesting for a number of reasons. Actually, that kind of alludes to Google Stadia's TV app kind of coming to TVs in second half 2021. Very interesting to see that kind of backhanded announcement. And the Twitch app will also be bundled for those times you'd rather watch games compared to playing them. Now, you'll have to wait until around the spring to get prices and release dates, due to the kind of nature of these announcements. However, if they're too expensive, then there will be a lower cost alternative, as the company is introducing an A1 series that will use an older 8 Alpha 7 processor but still support modern features like Dolby Vision HDR and HDMI 2.1. That will be useful if you want to save some money but don't want to buy one of LG's QNED TVs. You'll still have a 2021 OLED that should fit in your budget. Yeah, that's incredible. Let's go over to their mini LEDs TV quickly. There's not much specific information, but they really are kind of focusing on their processors and their WebOS to kind of separate their TVs apart from the competition, and I see why. From what I've heard of their TV OS, it is incredible. Yeah. Now, the Alpha 9 is a new processor that powers LG's newest TV sets, as previously mentioned. It examines content in real time, corrects for aberrations, colour and contrast, and upscales it to either 4K or 8K, depending on the model in question. Incredible. Android Authority, where I'm getting these first two stories from, we're actually able to see a side-by-side demonstration of tech while on the ground in Las Vegas. It delivers noticeable improvements, erases pixel noise, pulls details out of darker regions of the picture, and just makes colours pop without oversaturating them. This is absolutely incredible stuff. Now, yeah, I just wish I could give this a look, because I have a 1080p display. It suits my needs perfectly. I can game on it. I'm just saying it would be incredible to try. Yeah, so the majority of the content, as you're well aware, is still 1080p Full HD. There's 4K Blu-rays, yeah, 8K basically non-existent. LG TVs can upscale Full HD to 4K or even 8K in a way that looks clean and sharp, according to Android Authority. This is incredible. Wow, just the area we're getting to with AI is absolutely incredible. By the way, this is going to be a half-hour episode. I'm going to condense it now. I'm going to go to very brief points for the rest of this. WebOS, it lives on. Supports Disney+, Netflix, Hulu. It will also... Some may also incorporate Apple TV. Yeah, search is also on offer. This is kind of LG's alternative to Android TV, by the way. Scramble. Yeah, so basically, LG do have a signature television. And of course, it's the OLED signature R. It is incredible. It unrolls. It's a rollable OLED screen. It's incredible, and we're going to get to something awesome that LG have announced actually at some point. It's just incredible, really, the display tech they're showing off at the minute. They've also announced some nanocell LCD TVs. 8K and 4K at the same time, obviously. They come in 75 and 65 inch sizes in 3 separate series. They offer many of the same specs as the real 8K, but swap OLEDs for LCD, fair enough. With the GX Gallery series being about fitting into your home. It comes in 77 and 65 inches and has space-saving tools built in. There's also a cable management system that allows you to hide the cables beneath a removable plastic banner, which is fairly handy. LG also has a smaller 48-inch 4K option on the OLED line. So yeah, again, we're probably going to have to wait until spring for pricing and on sale dates for these things to be announced, but wow, do they look incredible. Star Wars games. This was announced today. Just lots of tech companies love announcing things during CES because every small piece of news will get noticed. It's a really small announcement, but any Star Wars game will now be underneath the banner of Lucasfilm Games. It brings every Star Wars game together, and it also kind of shows that they are planning to announce even more Star Wars games, which is definitely nice to see. Now, in terms of some of the biggest announcements that have happened, let's take a look. So, Samsung have announced a robot butler and waiter that can serve you a glass of wine and do the washing up, apparently. Kind of cool. They do love showing these sorts of things off. I don't know if it'll ever come to reality, but it would be awesome. The video does suggest it as being reality, but it's definitely a little premature. They didn't give a time frame nor a price, just saying it's in development. MyQ Pet Portal is an interconnected cat and dog flap that blends in with the back door and can stop unwanted feline guests. Has been launched at CES for more than £2,200. Yeah, no. It's not just a plastic flap, the whole door is replaced with a smart door, apparently, including a pair of sliding doors in the lower half of the frame, which slide back to let the pet in or out, and slide shut, concealing the entrance. The door includes a built-in camera on each side that connects to your smartphone with two-way communication, so you can talk to their pets. Pets are fitted with a Bluetooth collar. Okay, useless tech, but just kind of awesome. It can cost as much as £3,335, apparently. Oh, as well as a subscription fee. That's incredible. Wow. Okay. That exists? Yeah, that exists apparently. LG used a virtual influencer to announce their products. Ria Keem is LG's virtual influencer, and she's not here in this tool, but she's a virtual influencer with around 6,000 followers on Instagram, and yeah, she has her flaws, but apparently it's quite realistic, so that's kind of awesome. They do also have a new disinfecting robot named Chloe. I didn't see that in either of my last stories. It's kind of cool. In COVID times, definitely important. A rollable smartphone. I'm going to ignore this top comment here. So, LG is basically showing off a rollable phone. It's really incredible, really. It just extends to create a tablet, and it's smooth, and it's about probably a bit thicker than your normal phone, obviously, just because you do have a display that's rolling up, but from what they showed, it didn't seem to be too much thicker. Again, it was just a apparently it's believed to be released in March 2021, apparently. That's going to be incredible. So this is definitely a real product then, but still. That's kind of cool. Obviously, LG and no stranger to unorthodox phones. We are expecting that. Wearable screens, TCL have announced a new pair of smart glasses. They are China state-owned firm. If you're China worrying, just be aware. But we'll see what comes of this. In terms of what happens, I don't know. But I think wearable tech on your eyes is a long way off. Wristwatches, go ahead. OnePlus, they announced a new wristwatch today. But glasses, they just seem a long way off. I think we'll honestly see holographic displays before we see glasses being worn by people. I honestly think that's how far we're going to be in this. Like, people being that comfortable with that kind of thing. I'm not comfortable with it, and I just can't get behind that. TCL and Sony have also both announced that they'll be launching TVs with Google TV this year. Some people are describing this as Google's Android TV successor. I want to make that very clear, actually. Google TV is not a successor to Android TV, it's a skin on top of Android TV. Very easy to get that mixed up, but just, be aware. It's just a, Now, it's unclear which lines will run software or what features they will have. In 2020, TCL did keep Roku, which is a long-time software partner for its popular televisions. It's incredible though. But the software platform for much of its line, including its highest end 6 series, it's a software platform for its highest end 6 series and 8 series TVs, with Android being relegated to 3 series and 4 series TVs in a more affordable combat zone. Now, all the TVs announced thus far are running on Roku's platform, not Google TV. And I won't go into what Google TV is too much. It was announced alongside the Chromecast with Google TV last year, and it's a much nicer interface compared to Android TV. So it's much closer, I would say, to what you get on your Amazon Fire TV, but also much cleaner from what I've seen. So definitely interesting. Well, it seems we can have time for it, and we got time for both of them, in fact, I think. Okay, Qualcomm second gen ultrasonic fingerprint reader. It's bigger and faster than the original and could show up in the Galaxy S21. It being announced 3 days before doesn't seem to be too much of a coincidence, but who knows. Also, Galaxy Unpacked is on. Sorry about that. If that made a massive spike on the noise there, I believe I just wiped my mic, so that's great. Galaxy Unpacked 2021 January is in 3 days on Thursday. I am going to be covering that on Dynmaic Digital World in a separate video to the rest of that day's CES coverage, if there is anything else to cover. Personally, I'm expecting the foldables as well as the S21 lineup. We'll probably only get the S21 lineup without the foldables, but who knows, we'll see what we see. Now, the company is but back to Qualcomm and what they're announcing, the company is making a big jump here. The Gen 2 model measures 8x8mm compared to the 4x9mm surface area of the last model. So it has a 77% higher surface area. That's incredible. This means it's collecting 1.7 times more biometric data, and it's 50% faster. That is amazing. That's awesome. Now, Qualcomm's first generation ultrasonic sensor is, this is definitely incredible. Now, Every other in-display reader used an optical sensor, which was said to be slower and less reliable than the new ultrasonic one. But it did turn out to be the opposite in a way. Yeah. So first generation 3D sonic sensors ran into numerous issues, with a highly problematic security flaw causing the readers to unlock almost any fingerprint when used with some screen protectors. That was fixed with software update fairly quickly, but it still happened. And another issue was also in the same way for the Note 20 lineup, again, screen protector problems. So this is technically the third under-display ultrasonic fingerprint reader from Qualcomm. The original 3D Sonic sensor and the 3D Sonic Max, which was effectively just a much larger version of the first-gen sensor without any speed improvements. The 3D Sonic sensor Gen 2 doesn't match the 3D Sonic Max's sensor, which was a massive 25-30mm. The speed improvements are apparently going to make up for it. Now, the first phones to feature it should be available in early 2021. That timing, just as Samsung are about to announce their S21 devices in 3 days, definitely suggests it will be that. They're the biggest customer for them, and they've been using the S10, Note 10, S20, and Note 20 lamps for the past 2 years. So it's very likely that we could see it happening soon. And a bit of official Samsung news, however, is Samsung's Galaxy Upcycling at Home initiative. This is incredible. So you're going to be able to update your phones, or some of your old phones, to be used as a noise detection monitor for your baby, so baby monitors, and a few other things as well. So you can use an old phone as a monitor to detect when the baby is crying and send notifications to the parents' phones. It can be used an ambient light sensor to detect when it becomes dark out, to turn the lights in your house on. Good for both pets and home security, as well as some other use cases probably, but those are the two implementations Samsung has shown off so far. We don't know when it will be released or what it will be coming to, but it's good for people who have old phones but haven't gotten rid of them yet. Yeah, it exists, and I think if it works out well, then it could actually be quite good to see. There's a little poll on Android Authority here. Have you stopped using WhatsApp? So recently, WhatsApp updated their terms of service, making it more clear what data they're sharing with Facebook. Not changing the data they're sharing with Facebook made that very clear, and lots of people are kind of freaking out. 21% of people have swapped. 31% of people are still using WhatsApp. That's the majority. 20% are planning to. Apparently, 30% have never used it, and 7% have previously switched away from WhatsApp before this happened. That's with 8,300 voters. That's a good number of voters there. It's just kind of incredible what a policy update can really do to change people's opinions about your product. Yeah. Okay, anyway, we've been through all of the kind of massive news I could find for today. I'll be back with new news from the next 24 hours in, 24 hours. So yeah, until that happens, my name's Luke. Thank you for listening to Dynmaic Digital World, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Remember, daily episodes every day this week, except for Friday. Friday's a day that I'm involved in, so I'm going to have to go on Friday. But thank you for listening, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode.